Okay, so basically my name's Andie. My story, well, basically at the age of, I'd say 12, 11-ish, I started questioning my sexuality, and I was at a all-boys school, private all-boys school. And I suppose at the time I was really, really confused about everything. I didn't really know what was going on. I kind of had a bit of what you call internalized homophobia, so I was kind of scared of being gay myself, and didn't really know what was happening with me, because I kind of felt attractions to guys, but I just didn't really know how to react to it at all. And I kind of just went through the whole of intermediate school in denial about it. I basically said, no, it's not happening. I'm not gay. It's just not happening, and everything like that. And it's probably because of the surroundings, because it's an all-boys background, and there was just a lot of misogyny and homophobia just going around. And until I got to college, which was relatively liberal, but still a bit of homophobia. And one of my best friends at the time came out to me as bisexual. I thought, oh wait, all the stereotypes that are sold out to me aren't real. Like, people who are gay, they're not feminine. They're not all feminine. They're not all camp, and they're not all what people make them out to be. They're not all about sex or anything like that. They're just other people who like people of the same sex or gender, and that really opened me up to believing that who I was okay, and thinking that my sexuality was just expressing myself further. So a bit later on, and my friend wasn't openly out, so not many people knew about it. About a month later, I decided one night that I'd come out, and I finally got to a stage where I completely accepted that I was who I am, and I came out as bisexual at the time. And there was a lot of homophobia at the time, so I did get quite a lot of hate. I got quite a lot of bullying at the time. But I felt really comfortable with myself after that. And I think after I came out, I just felt really good about myself, and it really helped other people, I think, too, because after I came out, lots and lots of other people came out too. So I just felt it made me felt much more like an individual, made me felt a lot more like Andie. So yeah, basically for the next two years, much didn't change. I was out, I was me, and then until about halfway through last year, I started to question my gender. And I feel quite feminine myself, and about halfway through last year, I kind of started to question what my gender is, after someone who I knew once again came out as genderqueer, which means that they don't identify as either gender. And I basically started to think to myself, what do I identify as? Am I really a guy? Because often I was just called a guy, and just getting guy and kind of accepting that, because that's what I've always been told I am. But then I was thinking, wait, am I? Am I actually a guy? And I just, after reflecting on it, I kind of just realised, no, I don't feel comfortable with it. People branding me as a guy, people calling me he, people calling me my name at birth, it just did not feel right. And I started to experiment with makeup, started to experience, try to experiment with people calling me they pronouns, and trying to put on a more feminine name for me, and it just felt more natural, and it kind of, once again, I felt more like myself. I felt like I was expressing myself much deeper. So just recently, I would say 3-ish months ago, I came out as genderqueer, and once again, not many people knew what that meant. And I suppose, considering at my age, people had become more mature about it, and people knew more about other people's experiences, and people weren't so closed-minded to me coming out as trans, and people didn't when I came out as queer. But after that, I just felt even more like myself, and after I came out, I just felt like I was more like me, I was more like Andie, and I think it really helped me. So I suppose summing up my story, what it's really meant for me is coming out. I've kind of accepted who I am because of other people's experiences, and because of that, I felt I've been able to feel more like myself and be able to impact others. So yeah. I had some people who were like, oh, this is great, it's really cool, we've got a new thing to talk about because I like guys and you like guys too, and it's oh, okay, cool. But there was also those people who were really close-minded and just mindlessly named me faggot, gay, what else? I can't think of too many at the moment, but made me out to be someone I wasn't. And I suppose it kind of hurt me a bit at that time, but I just thought there's better things to be in store for me. There's going to be better things ahead, and once again, me being gay, that's just who I am. They can't change me. No, they can't define me. Like it's just me being me, and whatever they say, whatever they do, nothing's going to change that. So when I did come out, when I did receive a lot of bullying, I did get quite depressed. So I'm very lucky because I managed to speak out about it, and speak about it with my friends, and it was really good because I had lots of friends telling me, you're going to be okay, it's going to be great. There are lots more things ahead, and just friends telling me that that me being gay is just about me being who I am, and about me being queer is just about me expressing myself, and that I'm great as myself. Those were great things I found for me. Gender identity, frankly, until like some friends and I started up the QSA and we got some programs in place, we haven't really had anything about gender identity, unfortunately, which is really terrible. Sexual orientation we've done quite well with. I mean, Onslow, which is school I go to, they've had some really strong support programs, and they have some really strong programs about sexual orientation. They're really open to talk about it. They're quite liberal and progressive, and it's great. And we've had people in our health class to come along and speak about sexual orientation, and we've had people tell us that you can be gay, straight, or bi, or whatever, and it can change in your teenage years, but only basic things about puberty, and it's only because it ties on the puberty topic. We don't really get much else taught about sexual orientation, gender identity, unless it ties in with what we're learning in class. We'll never really know what's on the other side, but I can say that if you stay with yourself and be encouraged that you've got friends and there are always people who feel the same as you, just keep going. Like, no matter what struggles are ahead of you, you can do something. There is always change you can make, and there can always be something new that happens, and it can only be for better. Like, things bad may happen, but no matter what happens, you're still yourself, and you still have yourself, and people will always love you. So. One thing I will do to break the silence is to share my stories so others can.